Hey, Uche.
Hello. How's it going?
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Okay, so I did make up here to the documentation for this session. If you can approve it, I think it will be fine so that we can have it live.
It's okay. I'll check it
Yeah.
out now.
Okay, let me try and get more people to join. Let's start at 10:10, so let's give it a few minutes for other people to join. Thanks for coming. Okay, in the meantime, I guess we can get to know each other. I'll start with you, Musau. I know we already know each other, but you can tell me something you're looking forward to. So today's session will be mostly showing you how to contribute to Intersect or how you can start making your contributions to Intersect. I would love to know if you have contributed to any open source repos before and what has been your experience. Yes.
So hi everyone. I hope you are good. I'm okay as well. I haven't yet contributed to an open source project in Cardano, but I'm looking forward to one, and I have a specific one that is Mesh.js. I think I'm gonna check up on any issues they have, maybe see one that fits in with me, and I can try attempting maybe a fix on that and submit. But yeah, I'd really love to know exactly how it works, the ins and out of collaborating, contributing. Yes,
Yeah.
I'll look forward to that.
Yes. So what I can do for you is probably connect you to the maintainers, let them know that you'll be tackling one of the issues, and if there's any more, any other info they can add, for example, in the issue that you've decided to work on, it's a good way to just be in contact with the maintainers to just know if solving that issue is important, if the issue itself is important to solve or required at that particular time. So after the call, maybe we can sync on how I can connect you to the maintainers and just let them know that you're interested in becoming one of the contributors.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Also, a question, there's a small PR we are supposed to do to the multisig, mesh multisig, to list Edalink as one of the platforms that use that multisig integration. Does that count as contribution? I think
Yeah,
so.
that is a contribution, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, amazing.
So yeah, that could be your first contribution. So congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. That's all from my end.
Okay. Preston, hi.
Hi, TT. Hi, everyone. Hope all of us are doing good.
Yeah.
Just an introduction. I'm Preston Audit. I'm a design creative in Nairobi, Kenya. I work collaboratively with the developers to ensure we have some certain sense of cohesion as far as design is related. And yeah, of course, right now I'm here looking forward to see how I can contribute more to Intersect as far as Intersect is concerned. So not just being a paid member. So how can I actively contribute my skills and my skills to actively intersect projects and ensure there's like also cohesion as far as design is concerned. With Intersect, I've had the pleasure of working in an Intersect project before with the Intersect team. It was on a certain tool in the past. And yes, I'm just looking forward to see if there are like some certain other contributions I can contribute on Intersect projects and how I can get access to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, TT. Back to you.
Thank you, Preston. So I guess with your particular skill, one of the best ways you can start contributing is just going over some of the documentations that are already live, because you sort of have an eye for how things should look for the end user. So I guess helping Intersect just get things right, if there's missing documentation, if there's too much text on a particular piece of documentation, that could be probably your best entry into contributing to open source. So if you have a day, we can have a chat on how you can go forward with that, and I'll make connections with the right people to make sure that you get on your way to adding contributions to Intersect and Cardano at large.
I'll be sure to follow you up on that.
Okay, so for those who have joined, we are just getting to know each other, discussing if we have made any open source contributions before, and how was our experience while doing that. So I guess we can go to Daniel. Hi, Daniel.
Hi, hope everyone is well. I'm good. I have made my first contributions to Intersect this month, and it was successful. I can't complain about it. Still learning more and hoping to continue to contribute.
Nice. How did you find the experience? Was it hard at the beginning just to wrap your head around what you were working on? Was it technical? Was it documentation?
Well, it was tough at first. I go around the tool to still I was new to the language, so maybe that's why I can say it was a bit tough for me. But with the help of the tools that are there, the AI, I was able to navigate around. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so just to help you get comfortable, there are a few programs out there that will help you just learn the language, the Haskell language. If it's a bit technical, there's some guides and tutorials out there. There's also another program called, what's the name of this program? Coxygen Global. So what they do is they teach Haskell and Plutus. It's a program by a previous developer advocate. So I can make a connection to have you join the program and maybe learn some skills pertaining to Haskell and Plutus. And hopefully in the future, you can do more for the ecosystem and probably start earning as a developer. If you're interested in that, I guess you can reach out to me after the call and then we can plan that for you.
Sure, thank you.
Nice. Paluku, hi. I hope I pronounced your
Hi.
name.
Hi
Yeah.
there. Yeah, you pronounced very well. As you say, my name is Gochi Paluku. I'm based in Nairobi, Kenya as well. I'm new. I'm new in terms of contribution. Up to now, I'm still just navigating the documentation. So at the moment, I need more guidance and orientation to find the right people so that I can grow faster and contribute more. Yes, that's all at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, so you are at the right place. I can share, let me just find it. I can share a link to, maybe we can organize a call and see how we can get you started on something in particular that you'll be interested in.
Okay.
I'll share a link to where you can book a call with me so that we can just get you started easily and make sure you have the right information to achieve what you want to achieve. Okay, here's the
Thank you so
link.
much. Thank you.
Okay, so for any of you, you can book a slot, any available slot, and we can have a call and discussion. You can let me know what you're looking for, what you want to achieve at Intersect or Cardano, and maybe I can point you to the right direction to start. Okay, so Gitonga, hi. Thanks for joining. Okay, I guess he's not available.
Hello? Yes, I can see you, Manuel.
Oh, hi. Okay, so we are just getting to get to know the people on the call and get their sentiments on open source contribution. Have you contributed to any open source project before? And what was the type of contribution and what was your experience? If you can provide any of information pertaining to that, I guess we'll be on our way.
Oh, yes, my name is Victor Gitunga, and unfortunately, I've not yet contributed to any open source project.
Okay. Dominic, hi.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, it's a bit low, but we can hear you.
All right, how about now? Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, can hear you
Okay.
better.
Hello, my name is Dominic. I just was browsing Discord and I saw the events happening now, so I jumped in since I noticed that it's specifically for developer experience working group, and our company does a lot of open source development, and we have some grants and contracts we've done for other projects. So want to stop in and say hello.
Oh, okay, nice. So today's session is just to highlight the different ways people can contribute to Intersect, the different path you can follow if you're a non-technical, if you're a developer, there is something for everyone. Today, just to highlight some of the ways you can start contributing. So yeah, I guess we can start. Oh, Owen, hi. You can say hi to the team.
Hello guys. I'm happy to join you this fine morning. Yeah, let's get it ready.
So Owen, have you in the past been part of any open source contribution, and what was your experience if you have?
Is it maybe are you talking about Cardano specific or just any?
Any open source contribution is good.
So I've worked with on Linux, the Linux decentralized trust, and it was good. I loved it. So it was engaging, and I wanted to gain more experience. So I came about the one for Cardano, the paid model, I guess, paid open source model. I don't know, something like that. Yeah. So, and I've been checking in with this developer working group calls, contributed a bit on some work on the website for the Vex. Yeah, I can say that's all. But then mostly it has been around Linux decentralized trust.
Okay. All right, let me start the session. I'll just discuss a few things, then we can have questions. And if you need a specific guidance, I can talk about that then. Okay, let me share my screen. So screen. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, all good.
Okay, so this was just some documented. So this, I'll just start by explaining this website. So this is where we document some of the things that we try to do as developer advocates, the how to join Intersect. You've had someone mention the maintainer retainer or the paid open source model. So the maintainer retainer is part of the paid open source model. I'll speak more about that model after the call. But this website is basically a way for us to document the things that we have done, some of the research or sessions we've had talking about developer experience, how to join, where to start if you're a developer, what tools you need to know about if you're writing smart contracts or auditing smart contracts, and all that's just the general information to make sure your experience as a developer is smooth. So the developer experience is where we record all the sessions we've had and all the discussions we've had. We have both documentations and videos, so you can find the recordings of all the calls we've had. And for today's session is we'll be discussing about how to contribute to Intersect. So this session will be available to you after the call, but I guess we can start. So the first way we'd want, of course, everyone to start is by joining Intersect. And we have documented how you can join Intersect. The first step is to join Intersect, become a member of the organization, so that we can have a way to contact you in case we have opportunities or things that you're supposed to be aware of as a member of the community. The first step is to create an account with us. Once you create an account, you can access our Discord server, where everything happens. So that's the channel of the main channel of communication at Intersect. So we'd require you to first join Intersect, get into the Discord channel. From there, we can help you find your way depending on where you'd want to go. So yeah, how can you contribute? So we have all the pathways for techies and non-techies, and this is just to highlight some of the things some of the paths that you may take. So the first one, which is usually what we encourage people to start with, especially if you're just new to contributing to open source, just for you to get a hang of how you can look at an issue or read a documentation, create an issue, make a PR, be in communication with the maintainers so that you can get your stuff merged. So documentation is the easiest way to probably contribute to open source. If you've done this before, or if you've had this before, it is true, documentation is the easiest. Fixing typos, if the documentation, for example, is outdated, it's the easiest way for you to just start submitting your first contribution to open source. So we do have an extensive list of open source repository here at Intersect. I can just show you. So just to recap, Intersect sort of hosts all the core repositories that are currently being used to run the network. There are other organizations that have taken the initiative to write some of the infrastructure. Most of them are still in testnet, some haven't yet begun, but Intersect at the moment is the only organization that hosts all the repositories that are running the network. So the network is still entirely in Haskell, but there are initiatives to do it in other language and other forms that the community has voted on, has funded, and they're still in the test phase. So we have a bunch of repositories. We have the node, that now the final network, the final piece of code that starts the network. We have the CLI. This is like a front end to the node. You can query things and all that. We have the Cardano API. We have the Bluetooth. All these are just pieces that are put together to make the final node. So yeah, we have a bunch of this. They all have documentation. You can go to the README, just spot if there is anything that is missing or doesn't make sense. Sometimes we have broken links. So this would be a good place for you to start. And by doing this, you'll, of course, be able to achieve two things. So one, you'll get to know what each repository does, what part they play in making the final network. And I guess that's a win. You can also find errors in the documentation. You can fix those. That's the first logical way that I'd want anyone to just come. If you're completely new, just get to know your way around GitHub issues, how to make a PR, and how to do the basic stuff. So documentation is the best place to start. So if you're a bit experienced, then I guess code and infrastructure is the next thing for you. So if you're a builder and you have some experience in writing code, this is the next place for you to go to. So you can find many issues pertaining to maybe errors or bugs that people have listed as issues. We can just look at an example here. And we have a lot of issues that need to be solved. As you can see, 200 issues. If you're a developer and you just come here and probably, if you're new, probably just filter down to the good fast issues. I think those are they have this tag because they are easily doable for newcomers. So we try to tell the maintainers to have these issues with this tag so that we can bring new people to the ecosystem, new people from the ecosystem to try and tackle those issues. So one of the ways, if you're a developer, is to go to the issues. You can filter down to these labels and assign it to yourself. If you need to communicate with any of the core maintainers, we can help you find them and just let them know that you're willing to do a particular piece, a particular issue. Then they can give you more information if they need to and tell you if the issue is important at that point, because most of the times they sort of prioritize what can be done and what cannot be done. So it's a good practice to just have a discussion with them before you start the work, so that you can know if your work will eventually be merged or it will sit there for a long time. So we encourage people to first make sure you're in contact with the team that is handling the work, so that you can have discussion and your work can be more valuable. And one of our roles is to make sure that we facilitate that communication between you, the new contributor, with the team that is working on the project, to make sure that we are always in constant communication so we can make meaningful impacts on the repositories. So that's where you as a developer or a builder can sort of come and contribute to open source. So the other way is developer support. If you go to, once you join Intersect and you have the Discord, there are a lot of channels here, some of which have people asking questions about where to find things, or just general questions. One of the ways you can support open source is by answering those questions. If you have the information that they require, you can always point them to the right direction. An example would be, so this is one of the communications that I've done recently. There was a guy asking about a particular thing, and I just decided to find the information they needed. So this is one of the ways, just supporting developers is one of the things you can do by answering the questions in Discord, Telegram, or the Cardano forum. So any of those channels, that we consider that an open source contribution. Yes, so the final one is the community governance. So Intersect was created to make sure that the community is engaged with the decisions that are being made for the sustainability of Cardano. And one of the initiatives by Intersect was to create committees. So we have a bunch of committees that are targeted to solve or take care of particular parts of the ecosystem. We have the open source committee, under which I work. So the open source committee has the open source office, which now deals with the open source projects, the open source part of Cardano. That's what I've just shown. We host all the repositories, and we make decisions pertaining to the technical part of Cardano. So we have this technical steering committee. This deals with most of the leadership and steering decisions. So if you feel that that is where you want to go, there is a space for you there. The budget committee, this discusses just how money is spent and decisions pertaining to that. We have the membership and community. If you are a community builder or community, the people who make hubs and communities, if you're that kind of person, this is probably the best committee for you to join. So the committees have different working groups. Each working groups each working group has a specific thing that they try to tackle. I can just show you a few. So for example, the different infrastructures that are built in Cardano have their own working groups. So if you're looking to contribute to any of these repositories, the ledger itself, or Hydra, or Revolution SDK, DP-Sync, the consensus, all these are repositories that you can find here that I've just shown on the Intersect GitHub, which is open to anyone to look. So yeah, there are different working groups, and each working group has an objective. I can show you some of the working groups in the open source committee. Let's see the working groups. Yeah, so there is this, the tooling working group. This was an initiative from the paid open source model, just to find tools that require support by Intersect. So this is one of the ways I started contributing to Cardano. So I joined the tooling working group. I was part of this working group where we structured the criteria for choosing a project to support. I was part of the meetings that decided the criteria, the application, and I'm also part of the team that is deciding which tools make sense to support. Yeah, so this is one of the ways you can contribute. We have smart contract auditing. If you're a smart contract developer and you have some knowledge on that end, you can join the community. If you have none, this is the best place to meet people who have experience in smart contracts. So these working groups are a good way to contribute. We have this AI policy just to try and figure out what policies we can put in place for the repositories that we have. Now that we know the whole world is using AI to write code, it makes sense to have policies in place so that we don't dilute the work we have done. So yeah, working groups is the next, is the other way you can contribute. If you're non-tech, this is a good place for you. You can join the working group, meet new people, give your 2 cents or your 2 Lovelaces on what you think, or on how you think the goal would be achieved in that particular working group. Yeah, so I guess that's it from me. The next, of course, what I'd want you to do, if you haven't yet already, join Intersect, hop onto Discord, introduce yourself anywhere you feel interested to be in. If you're unsure, I have, let me just pin this. I have my calendar there. If you want, you can have a one-on-one call with me just to make sure you can find your way around. Dominic, so to your question, I haven't seen any of those yet, and I don't think Intersect is going to have any of those proposals anytime soon. We currently have a different anchor that we are working towards, but I can ask around to see if I can find some answers for you. Yes, the tooling working group.
Thank you.
Yeah, the tooling working group was meant to find projects in the ecosystem in Cardano that have users and are useful to the ecosystem, but they sort of need support to make sure that they are sustained. So it was not like, it's not proposals, but actual tools that just need to be supported so that they don't die. But you can DM me on Discord. We can have more discussions just to make sure you find whatever you're looking for. So I'll just paste here my Discord name. You can search me and we can chat about all that. Okay, so that's all for me. Any questions or things you need me to clarify? I'd be happy to. Yes, Owen.
So my question is, on the Discord channel for Intersect, there
Yeah.
was a time I was joining the, I don't know, it's about community something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a working group, I guess. Let me check this time. But then I noticed, okay, let me check this time. Yeah, the MCC working group. So I was bringing up an issue on education, for grassroots education for adoption, and someone directed me towards creating special interest groups. But then I noticed there was a special interest group on a related topic. But then I noticed the last time there was activity in the group, it was about, I don't know, 2024. I don't know how do you guys go around there?
Yeah, for some working groups, most of them die a natural death, especially once the objective of that working group has been reached. An example would be like the smart contract audit or the AI policies. So once the policies are in place, most or that working group will just die because the objective would have been reached. So for most of this working group, that's what happens most of the time. And for other times, because no one is being paid to be in those working groups, so sometimes you just find that people stop being active. And initiatives like this are meant to spark interest in the community, because at the end of the day, Intersect was created to make sure that the community is involved in all the decisions. So we have platforms like this where we try to get people to get interested in keeping the community alive and sustaining Cardano. So yeah, that's one of the problems we're trying to solve. But if you strongly feel that you want that setup, I can discuss with the project manager at Intersect Open Source Office just to see how we can help you achieve whatever you wanted. So make sure you reach out to me on Discord and we can see how we can get you sorted out. If it's a thing we might want to bring back and just start the fire again in that working group.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? So yeah, okay, I'll discuss a bit about what Intersect is trying to do on a high level, just to zoom out. Intersect and view knowledge base. Okay. Paid open source model. Here it is. Okay, nice. So someone mentioned the paid open source model. I'll just give a brief description of what that is trying to do. So at Intersect, we're trying to make Cardano, the open source part of Cardano, sustainable, meaning that we want it to last for as long as the node is in use. And one of the initiatives pertaining to that is one of the initiatives that may help us achieve that is the paid open source model, which has a lot of things. Let me just share my screen again. Screen. So yeah, we know that people need to be compensated for their work because they're also trying to get somewhere in their careers or whatnot. So do I get this away? Okay. If you can see my screen. So this is a paid open source model. There are different initiatives within that initiative, like the developer advocate. So this is one of the initiatives that I'm part of. Strategic partnership, where we try to find partnership with people that may add impact to the ecosystem. We have a partnership with the Linux Foundation, Bitgeria for analytics on just to keep track of what people are doing in all of the repositories that we have. We have the project support services. This, as the name suggests, just to support projects in the ecosystem. So we have different open source projects that have come to Intersect because they can no longer sustain the projects. So they hand it over to Intersect, and Intersect will find a way to make sure that project is sustainable. And one of the ways they do that is by getting a co-maintainer and making sure they are compensated on what they do, and having the co-maintainer and having 2 other community maintainers. So this community maintainer role it doesn't require you to be a developer per se, although it's a good to have, but it's not a requirement. The core contributors or the community maintainers will just make sure that they will chair the meetings that steer that project, making sure that they're always engaged, the contributors and the core contributors and other contributors from the ecosystem, making sure that we have activity that points or makes sure that the project will continue with what it has been doing. So once you give a project to Intersect, Intersect will put people in place to make sure that that project continues serving the ecosystem. So that's the project support services. We have other things. Let's go here. Yeah, so the maintainer retainer, that's what I've just explained about, where we get maintainers from the community to work on a particular project that has been given to Intersect by someone in the community. So if you build a project and you feel you can no longer sustain it, you can give it to Intersect. Intersect will either have you as one of the core maintainers of that project, but the project will now be entirely under Intersect. So you'll just be compensated on what you do, and it will also put in place other 2 maintainers, the community maintainers, to now just make sure they help the co-maintainers to achieve the goals of the project. So that includes, and not limited to, looking at peer, reviewing peers, viewing the issues, planning on what issues need to be solved fast, and all that. So that's the role of the community maintainer. And the co-maintainer is now the sort of like the owner of the project, but now under Intersect. Yeah, there is the code for us, but that is still in the making. We have the tooling and sustainability that I think I mentioned before. The bug bounty that I think is not yet ready, but when it is, I'm sure we'll make comms pertaining to that. We have the accelerator program. So if you're looking for VCs or funding for your particular project, accelerator program will help you get ready to raise funds or pitch to investors. So this is an initiative that is already there. If you need more information on that, you can just go to the link I've pasted and you can see all that. So this Cardano Summer of Code was disbanded for this fund. Probably we expect it to come on the next fund. So keep an eye out for that. Yes, so that's all on the paid open source model. I don't know if you guys have questions. or need clarification on anything? Okay, so I guess this was nice. Good to see you guys. Yeah. Question? Yes, Owen.
I have a question about last year, I guess, but the sessions that you had held last year. There was a site where I saw like you were delivering sort of a report specifically from Mwangi. So he was giving a report, and then if I can remember, he was mentioning some integration, I guess, with the university or something like that. So
Yeah.
I wanted to know, how did it go, or what are your current plans on such initiatives?
Yeah, so for such initiatives, because most of the time where you'll, for example, tell people that we are looking to partner with universities and all that, most of the time we get university coming to us looking for grants, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but most of the time, you know, Intersect runs on a budget, so we just can't we can't always give money at a moment's notice. Budgeting, we have to follow the budgeting processes of, as you know, Cardano, where you put up a governance action, and then there's a treasury withdrawal once the community decides that whatever you've said the money is going to be used for looks good for the community. So most of the universities approach us with that angle. But just to give you an example of how we'd want that partnership to be fostered, is the university decides what they want to achieve. First of all, it doesn't have to be monetary. For us, it's just to make sure that you guys find what you want. So for example, for a university, I would imagine they'd want their students to have some sort of experience on the tech, because if the university, probably they have developers that are coming and they need some exposure to whatever they've been learning. So we can pair you up with a program like the one I mentioned at the beginning of the call, that is teaching people about Haskell, Plutus, and giving them practical experience. So that's a relationship we can Intersect and facilitate, making sure that both parties get to meet if they have things they can achieve on both sides. We get them in one room, discuss what we want out of these partnerships. So that's one way we'd want partnerships to go. If it's going to ask for grants, it's going to be hard to forge that partnership, because everyone will always come at an angle looking for grants. And we sort of want you to come, if you're looking for something specific, if you're a developer, or if you're a developer, what we can do is just connect you to a program where you may be able to earn as a developer. Like I just showed you, if you're a developer, there's a paid open source model where you can go and find a place where you fit best. So yeah, the relationships first has to come from the university. So the university have to decide that we want to partner with Intersect, and not the other way around. It's not for Intersect to go and look for universities to partner with. So if you are at a university, you probably get yourselves together, decide on what you want from Intersect, then arrange a meeting with us. Then we'll decide if the partnership can go forward, or if we have another entity that can solve your particular problem. But I would discourage you trying to forge partnership based on grants and that, because that will be hard for Intersect to sort of help you with. Yes, Musa. I hope that answers your question, Owen.
Emmanuel, first of all, hello everyone. I joined the meeting late, right? And I'm kind of enjoying the conversation, the breakdown for you explaining. But what piques my interest the most now is this particular last part of partnership with institutions that you are explaining, right? So
Yeah.
it's something. This was the phase where we are 2024 down here in Nigeria at Unified Kadano Students Club Nigeria, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
was actually very, very difficult for us before we could conquer this phase, right? The same
Mm-hmm.
experience, the whole back and forth, like no understanding, all the first thought that will come to their mind is, okay, once you have a partnership with them, you will be the one financing everything. So we have to like look for a better strategy to like work with it, because then our focus was just the youth and the students of Nigeria, right? So
Yeah.
what we did was we now established a student community
Mm-hmm.
in universities. So it's now easier now for those students from that university to connect with their administrations or management of the school. Do you get?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because once you have an external entity or external I don't external community or whatever it is, they feel you maybe you're coming to like finance, like there's going to be a whole high expectation. Do you
Yeah.
get? What we
Yeah.
did was to establish a student community in schools. So once we have a student, since those students are from those schools, they will now be the one. Now, for example, okay, we establish a student community. The student community will have a partnership or will onboard people. Just for example, from I'm just saying from computer science department, computer engineering department. So since there are people from here now, those people can now speak with their head of department. Okay, we want to do this. We want to do this. Okay, for example, we want to have events, and we want it to be official from the school. Want to
Yeah.
so that the HODs of every department now, since it's an official club in the school, will now go and speak with the management. Like it's just to make the whole process easier. So we use that method. That is what we have in Fact Student Club Nigeria, and operating in about currently about 32 university tertiary institutions. We have polytechnics inside our university, but most are universities. Do you get? So I'm just trying to
Mm-hmm.
like this like to make the process easier. It should be in case you are still interested in doing it. I think it's best you try to see how to work with the members of the university first, like just the normal students. From there, they know how to connect the dot themselves to the management, and it makes things easier. Sorry, it makes things easier for you. From there, maybe once you now have an establishment in the school, then whatever you want to do now be official. They will not be the one to like connect it with the school itself. From there, you can now announce official partnership with the whole school entirely, right? So
Yeah.
and the whole thing gets along from there. So that's just my 2 cents.
Yep, that's very true. So most of the initiatives that people have sparked in universities usually hit a dead end because of all the bureaucracy that is involved. So I would encourage you to first sort out the university, build the whole working group or the student foundation or something, then reach out to a third party once you have a perfect communication with the entire school. Yes, Owen.
So just like Musa said and what you've said, I guess coming in forging partnerships are aiming for monetary. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying forging partnerships aiming for monetary assistance from Intersect, I guess it's not a good thing. And just like you said, it is not encouraged. So the same way Musa said, we were having calls with Jack from Midnight. And the same way that Musa has highlighted how they integrated with tertiary institutions in Nigeria, it's the same way that we were discussing on having the same kind of structure here in Kenya. And so it was a good one. And what came out is that a strong ready audience of technically capable students that can be guided beyond awareness into actual participation and contribution are available in this, are readily available in this institution. So we've had talks with representatives from the Association of County Students Presidents in Kenya, that network, which connects student leadership across all the 47 counties. And our objective was to introduce Midnight into university ecosystems through a structured and scalable approach. So I was thinking if we could have the same on the Cardano or this whole thing,
Yeah.
I guess it will be a good path
Yeah.
to follow, in which I would love to explore more if you are open to it.
Yeah. I'm very open to that, but one thing I'd want you to first write down or just add to the objective of the have specific objectives, not woolly statements of what you want to achieve with a partnership. Like in 6 months, this is what we want to achieve. 1, 2, 3. They're very specific and can be achieved, and Intersect can provide whatever you're asking for. So the first thing is to first be aware of what Intersect can do for you. Have very specific goals that you want to achieve. Very, very specific, no general statements, just specific things you want out of Intersect. That's makes the work easier for us as developer advocates to speak with the people that should be involved in fostering their partnerships with the community. So for your case, you can write down specific things. I can help you just figure out what Intersect can offer, and from that conversation, you can pick out things that you feel are important for the initiative that you've started with the universities and their leaders. Yeah. So I'm open to that. I have pinned. You can book a call. You can reach me on Discord, and we can discuss further on how we can foster that relationship. But yeah, one thing, just have specific things that you want out of Intersect. Yes, Musa. Your hand is up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I just want to it takes a lot to get a beta thing done, right? As you all know. I remember the last time in Funding 14, we submitted an expansion where we were thinking of, expanding our club in some African countries like Ghana, Kenya. About 3 countries we are listed from our proposal. But unfortunately, we did not get funded on that. So another thing I feel would help is I feel collaboration or working collaboration from past people or experienced people would really help in such a case, because this is something we've done. This is something we've done down here in Nigeria, and it's working. That was why we thought of bringing out to the it just like Nigeria was the base for test run, and successfully we did it, and it worked perfectly for us. I feel like, okay, let's try it in other neighboring countries and see how it goes in Africa. So yeah, should be in case you're still thinking of working with universities, I think the ways to go with it, and that will make things a bit easier. You can just pause and see how we can go with it.
Yeah. Also, just to point out one of the other ways you can approach this. So Cardano has some community hubs that are spread across the world. For Africa specifically, we have WADA, the African hub. It has a lot of expertise in creating communities and hub around countries in Africa. There's one in Nairobi. There's one, I think, in Ghana and some other countries. I think DRC also. There's one that has recently been started in Mauritius. So WADA would also be a good place for you to start. If you join Discord, there is community hubs where you can find the different communities on the different continents. So WADA is also a place where you can forge a partnership with them. You can tell them, this is what I'm doing, for example, in Nigeria. This is what we're looking to achieve. How can you guys help us? If you're in Kenya, we have the Cardano Hub Nairobi, which also has a bit of WADA. WADA has also helped in starting that hub in Nairobi. So these are all entities that have done whatever you guys are trying to do, and it will make sense for you to pair with them and just bring your community to WADA that most of the time has a budget to do most of the things that you guys are trying to do. So that's one of the other ways you can approach it. Yes, Owen?
So maybe if you could point me to the correct, let's say correct or most active counterparts to reach out in this, because in Discord I've perused through the WADA channel, but then there seems to be no activity. Okay, let's say minimum activity. And there was a time I even asked if there is anyone there. So maybe, I don't know. I don't get to see much of, I don't get to see them on.
Yeah, I can find the WADA heads because I know them. So we can have a call if you have something specific that they should be involved in or you want to partner with them. I can help you foster that partnership if the other channels of communications aren't working as well as you'd want them to. So that's one of the things we can help you do. Yes, Paluku.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Emmanuel. Just want to highlight or bring this up. We have two of our very own from Ifa Academy Student Club that are registered officially as a hub under WADA. So we are still working closely, either directly or indirectly with WADA, of course. So next Friend Hub is a product of Ifa Academy Student Club Nigeria. Project Genius Hub is a product of Ifa Academy Student Club also. Yeah, thank you for that.
Okay, nice. Yes, Paluku, your hand is up. You're muted if you're speaking, Paluku.
Oh, sorry. Now you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I wanted to ask, in Nairobi, WADA has a physical office?
Yeah, we do have a hub at the Blockchain Center, Nairobi. So I can send you a link.
Yeah, please do.
We usually have monthly meetings.
Okay.
For the Cardano Hub Nairobi. So you can join one of the meetings.
Okay, sawa.
Yeah, you can meet the hub lead. You can meet myself. I'll always be there. Yeah, so we can have this. It's in Center Nairobi. About the space events, special events.
So I will be waiting for more details. I mean, location and yeah.
Yeah. So here is a link to the hub, so you can just play around or click around on the website. You will see the venue, the exact place where the hub is, and all the events that we have had so far, Cardano events and just general tech events at the space.
Okay, asanteni sana Bwana Emmanuel Titi.
Okay, no problem. Okay, guys, so I see our time is up. Thank you very much for joining. This was a good session. The recording will be up together with the piece of documentation that I shared. So yeah, see you next week on Thursday in the evening. Thank you guys for joining.